Ninjago has a lot of side characters, and a lot of them I have talked about before on this channel, but a character that I've never really spoke too much about is actually P.I.X.A.L. And that's never really been for any particular reason, I've just never really had too much to say about the character, but in recent time I've been thinking more about P.I.X.A.L. Thank you, Parachuting Kitten. But the thing is that I've noticed that over the course of the show, she is potentially one of the most selfless characters we've ever seen when it does come to Ninjago. And I just think that is something in of itself that's just worthy of a video, something that really shines a light when it does come to that side of the character, because the fact that she has had so many moments, in my opinion, that really shows how selfless of a character she truly is, really is something that I think needs to be more recognized. So that is going to be today's video, looking over some of the more selfless acts we've seen when it does come to P.I.X.A.L, and give her the appreciation that she does truly deserve. Because Dragon's Rising's not doing it. And of course, like always, I would like to know your opinion when it does come to P.I.X.A.L. Is she a character that you love? Is she a character that you hate? I would like to know your opinion because I just find it really interesting. But let me not waste any more of your time and let's talk about P.I.X.A.L, Ninjago's most selfless character. Now, I actually initially thought P.I.X.A.L's more selfless acts actually came from after she received half of Zane's heart, after she received what made Zane who Zane was. But in reality, P.I.X.A.L was actually having these emotions and these abilities long before she actually received that power source. She was actually selfless near enough from the very beginning. In the episode Blackout, where the ninja were trying to accomplish the goal of shutting off the power to Ninjago City, you will note that P.I.X.A.L was helping the ninja actually with what the plan needed to do for it to be successful. She was notating what actually needed to be accomplished to achieve that feat. However, the thing is that she was completely aware of the fact that this whole operation was actually going to shut herself down. She was fully within the knowledge that this operation was going to shut her down by all account, with no indication of actually being able to come back. She knew that she was going to go offline in that moment, yet she still was trying to do everything that she could to actually help out the ninja. She had absolutely no reason to do this at this point in time. She had no reason to actually go above herself and sacrifice herself by all accounts for a team of people that she only just met. But the thing is that she still did it. She still went out of her way to do exactly what was right, and she looked at going offline in the face and decided that that was going to be what happens. The fact that this was one of the first things we ever actually saw from this character, in my opinion, absolutely says it all. It immediately showed that they knew exactly what they wanted to do with her, and they knew that they were going to demonstrate it in a very good and emotional way. But the thing is that this is only the first of many examples of P.I.X.A.L actually doing these kind of acts. The second instance of this selfless nature of P.I.X.A.L actually did come from the next season. In Tournament of Elements, we actually get to see P.I.X.A.L assisting Zane in being able to get out of Chen's captivity. She was doing everything she could to help Zane remind himself of what he was truly capable of and how he could actually escape. And the thing is that she is successful at this, and Zane immediately goes out of his way to bring P.I.X.A.L with him and to free her as well. But the thing is that she was scrapped for parts. She was completely dismantled, and all that was remaining of her was a single drive that had all of her personality and all of her memories on one little drive, and she thought that was it. She did everything that she could to help Zane escape, knowing that by all accounts she was going to have to remain there. She was going to spend the rest of her days just simply on a laptop. She thought that this was going to be how she remained for the rest of her time, just kind of waiting for the electricity to go out, I guess. But the thing is that she had absolutely no problem with that. She told Zane to go. She told Zane to find his friend. She told Zane to do everything that he could to actually stop Chen. And she was ready to end it all there and then. Luckily, she was actually saved by the fact that Zane actually had an ability to take P.I.X.A.L with him, and she is very appreciative of this, and she was very happy just to simply go along with him. But the thing is that, like I said, she didn't think that this was going to be the case. She thought this was goodbye. She thought this was going to be the end of her dynamic when it did come to Zane. She thought this was nothing more that could be done. But she again was completely okay with that. She was prepared to sacrifice herself once more to actually help Zane get away and stop Chen. I love this. It's showing that she continued to have this selfless nature. She was ready to continue forth knowing that Zane was just simply not going to be able to come back. And again, just perfectly demonstrating her true nature. So you're now realizing that a foundation is actually starting to form, a formula is starting to show. P.I.X.A.L, in the face of danger, in the face of her own defeat, has absolutely no hesitation in doing it if it means that the benefit of the others around her. You may think that that is just something that we see a few times, and that's it. When, no, we actually get to see it at least one more time. Season 8 has always stood out for me for a load of different reasons, having amazing emotional beats and just having amazing scenes and dynamics between all of the characters, and this is absolutely no exception when it does come to P.I.X.A.L and Zane. Of course, by this point in time, P.I.X.A.L had manufactured her own new body. She became Samurai X, she became a hero in her own right. She actually separated herself in a lot of ways to Zane, and I do think she was quite happy with the fact that she was doing that. But she always kept her identity hidden, she always kept it from the ninja so she could actually protect them as well. She did still remain the faithful companion in secret, but the thing is that she was doing her own thing. This wasn't until P.I.X.A.L actually revealed herself when it did come to the right scenario. When danger was at its helm, she actually did demonstrate that she was Samurai X herself, and the ninja had this revelation of the fact that P.I.X.A.L was actually a physical being once more. And no one had an issue with that by all accounts, no one took problem with it within the show itself. But the thing is that when the ninja were all repairing the bounty after the fact, you do actually have a moment where P.I.X.A.L's upset and also quite frustrated, and Zane questions what's going on when it does come to this scene. And the thing is she remarks to the fact that she likes having a body, she likes being her own person, she likes having her own thing once more. But she realizes that she was quite helpful when she was a part of Zane, when she was in the computer as she so describes, and she actually offers to sacrifice her physical being again to actually re-become a part of the computer. She offers once more to sacrifice herself, knowing that it would benefit the people around her. She was fully prepared to sacrifice everything that she was building up from Season 7. Remember, there is a year gap between Season 7 and 8, so P.I.X.A.L was a physical being for an entire year before she actually offered to re-become part of the computer. She offered to sacrifice this life that she had a taste for once more, and again, really showing the selfless nature of P.I.X.A.L, showing that even though she had exactly what she wanted, she had something that she liked, she had something that she really did feel like was her own, she was still completely ready to give that up because she thought it would benefit the ninja. Of course, they ultimately said that they didn't need to have her do that, and they actually liked the fact that she was a physical being once more. But the thing is that it doesn't separate the fact that she was still completely willing to forego that if the ninja felt the same way. To not sound like a broken record, it just shows that she's so more than willing to actually put others above herself. She's completely ready to put the beings above her if it does so need to be. I love that about her. The fact that she is always ready to sacrifice herself if it's required is honestly just so telling of the character. And the fact that the Nindroid is more human than a load of the human characters in the show really does speak a mile when it does come to her. She is just so human, she's so emotional, she's so everything that you want in a character, and I absolutely love that. And you may think, hey, I've got 3 examples of her doing that. Is there another one? Well, yeah, in a really weird way there is. Season 11 has always stood out for me when it does come to P.I.X.A.L because she has had a very major emotional stake when it does come to the season, particularly the Ice chapter because Zane was missing. But the thing is that she actually doesn't go to the Netherrealm to actually try and find him. She doesn't join in that quest, she doesn't actually go with the ninja when it feels like she almost should have. And that always struck me as extremely weird, because why wouldn't P.I.X.A.L want to help when it does come to retrieving the person that she loves? Why wouldn't she want to go out of her way to make sure that the person that she wants to spend the rest of her Nindroid life with is actually back safe and actually still alive? I always found that extremely weird until you realize that once more, it was her sacrificing in a very weird way. Yes, you can say that P.I.X.A.L never went, so there was someone to protect the realm of Ninjago, and to an extent that is completely true. But the thing is that there were options beyond that. P.I.X.A.L by all accounts could have and should have gone with the ninja when it did come to it, but I think she opted to not go because she realized that there was someone who needed to stick around in the event of something actually happening within Ninjago. I mean, she was right, the Preeminent came out, but the thing is that she kind of understood that even though she wanted to get Zane back, she should leave it to the ninja, which in a lot of different ways is another sacrifice. The fact that she put her want and her desire to get Zane back below the fact that there are people in Ninjago City that would have needed her really does speak a lot to the character. She sacrificed her ability to help in finding the person that she loves, and I do think that is really interesting to note, because if you look at Zane's perspective, where he was worried that he was going to go offline, he actually dedicates a specific message to P.I.X.A.L. It's like he thought that P.I.X.A.L would go out of her way to actually come and save him herself. It's like he knew that she would want to do that, but again, she doesn't do it because she knew that there would be others that actually needed her. And again, once more, shows that she is the most selfless character that we've ever seen. It genuinely does baffle me that throughout all of the seasons of Ninjago, we have seen many instances of P.I.X.A.L actually going out of her way to put others above herself. She has done so many things that have benefited the people around her, sometimes at the detriment of herself. And I do think that is the ultimate point, like I said earlier. These are emotions and feelings and actions of someone who is human. Ninjago has always had this underlying theme of being a robot doesn't make you not a human. And P.I.X.A.L, in my opinion, is the perfect example of this. Yes, in recent times she has had many moments where she has definitely felt underutilized or just simply ignored, and that is a massive shame. But P.I.X.A.L, in my opinion, when she was actually being handled properly in Ninjago, has definitely demonstrated that she is one of the most human characters we have ever seen in the show. Her selfless actions have done more than enough, in my opinion, to demonstrate who she truly is and what her true motives are within the lands. I really do think that all of the things that she has done has demonstrated this perfect picture of a character that has really put the others above herself. She hasn't got a bad circuit in her body. She hasn't got a negative intention by any and all accounts. It took the Overlord to turn her over. And the thing is that I absolutely love that. I like the fact that she has always been the same since the very beginning and has always had these natures at heart. And that is why, like I said, P.I.X.A.L is one of the most selfless characters we've ever seen in Ninjago, and I for one can't wait to see what they do next. But what is your opinion on P.I.X.A.L? Like I said, I would like to know what you think. Are these things that I've mentioned in this video things you've acknowledged when it does come to the character? I have to say, for one, I have definitely become a lot more appreciative of her. I think she is honestly one of the better things we've seen in many eras of the show. And like I said, I'm just hoping the Dragon's Rising does more with her, because if we get to see more scenes like this, I certainly cannot wait. But I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. But thank you very much for watching the video, and I do hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider subscribing. I love discussing Ninjago with more people, and if you do want to support the channel any further, which you do not have to, you could always become a channel member and join the legends that you see on screen. Thank you to each and every one of you. Your support means the absolute world to me. But like I said, that's about it for today, and take care. Okay,